Hey guys, how are y'all doing today? My name is Veles-Sage and welcome to my first YouTube video. For my first vid, I wanted to share something I have been working on for the last several years. Growing up, I loved reading comics. Marvel, DC, Image, Vertigo, and Dark Horse. They helped me through some really difficult times and inspired me. So like many comic fans, I have created my own hero. I'm going to go over who he is, his stats, abilities, and my process for creating him. But first, I need to thank a few people. Also, I will be discussing certain cultures to which I am not a member of, so if I make any mistakes or mispronounce anything, I am sorry. First, I need to thank Sam Steve Okoye. Sam is a comic writer and has started his own series called Veles-Sage's Finest, which is a delightful read and I highly recommend it. Sam helped connect me to an artist to draw for me, which brings me to the other person I owe my gratitude to. Brandon, who is a gifted artist and was a delight to work with. Izzy and Lisa, who answered my questions on the Jewish community, and finally, I need to thank the people from Shinto, Religion of the Forest, for being a great help in answering my questions. I will be sharing links for Veles-Sage's Finest site, Brandon's Instagram, and Religion of the Forest Facebook page if any of you are interested in their work or have any questions about Shinto. Now, allow me to tell you about my OC. My character's name is Michael Wilkin. His code name is Seraph. He was born and raised in Seattle, Washington, and is the youngest son of Nathan and Mary Wilkin, and the younger brother of his siblings Maya and Paxton. When Black Bolt detonated the Terrigen bomb during the events of Infinity, Michael was one of the many people to undergo Terrigenesis due to his inhuman lineage. When he emerged from the cocoon, he had undergone a noticeable change. Michael and his family kept his inhumanity a secret, knowing people's reactions would most likely be violent. They also helped him gain control of his abilities, traveling to a remote location outside the city where he could train in peace without being seen. Eventually, Michael decides to become a hero, believing having this power gives him a chance to do good and help people. He takes the name Seraph and becomes Seattle's guardian angel. Michael is quiet, thoughtful, and a bit of a loner, rarely going out to socialize, and has a difficult time making new friends. He hates being the center of attention, but will speak up when he feels it is necessary. He can be witty and a bit blunt, but despite his introvert personality, he is a very caring and loving person, always willing to help others. He is also asexual and biromantic, meaning he forgoes sexual relationships with both genders for romantic ones instead. Because of his background and orientation, he has often had to deal with ridicule from his peers, giving him a low tolerance to discrimination, and he will not stand for either his ethnic or cultural background being slandered. He also has a strong sense of justice, believing mercy and forgiveness belong to those who feel regret or remorse for their actions. He is a practitioner of Shinto like his mother, and has a strong connection to Amaterasu Omnikami, the goddess of the sun. In battle, he is practical and doesn't waste time. He can be a bit brutal and cutthroat, using his powers to quickly bring his opponents down or intimidate them into surrendering. Michael has several abilities thanks to his inhuman lineage. He calls his power the Aether, and it grants him several abilities including a pair of retractable white wings which are durable enough to block attacks from knives or swords. They allow him to fly, levitate, and defy gravity with no movement being needed. They are slightly luminescent, or so in the dark. Angel Fire, a unique energy which he can project and manipulate from his body. This is his most dangerous and versatile power. He can use it to fire concussive blasts or focus it into laser-like beams. He can shape it into weapons or use it to form barriers. It has some mystical properties, being able to harm ghosts and astral beings, as well as protect Michael from dark magic. Michael can also use it to form a protective aura around his body to greatly enhance his durability, strength, and speed. He can control its temperature, making it hot enough to melt steel in seconds. Michael is also a healer. He can repair any trauma he suffers in seconds or minutes depending on the damage. He can also heal other people's physical or mental wounds. When he heals someone, he can feel their physical and emotional pain as if it was his own. It also allows him to revitalize plants and purify negative energy, as well as cure himself and others from the effects of drugs or disease. Sadly, he is unable to cure afflictions people are born with. Soul vision is what Michael calls his ability to see souls. This can allow him to see people's auras to tell their emotional state, health, personality, and powers, as well as perceive magic, spiritual energy, astral forms, and allow him to see through illusions and other forms of deception. Emotions are easy to figure out as they appear as multicolored lights, while other aspects of the soul are more ambiguous and require time to understand. For instance, a person with a mental disorder will appear to have barbed wire wrapped around their brain. Killers will have blood on their hands, and other such metaphors which can reveal various details about an individual. His last ability is called the Imperial. This form alters his appearance, making him look more angelic and greatly enhances his abilities, similar to Captain Marvel's binary form. I will be doing another video focusing on this transformation in the future after I have Brandon do another drawing of Michael using this ability. I want to show you guys just how cool it looks and how it benefits Michael and how it is dangerous for him to use. Redesigning him wasn't just about his cultural background, it was also about his looks. I did a lot of research into angels, especially how they appeared, as I knew many of them could look well and truly inhuman, no pun intended. The eye markings on his wings are a reference to a being from Yazdi religion known as the Melek Tos, which in English means the peacock angel. It gave me the idea for the markings on his wings, which made me remember some angels who are said to have multiple eyes. The wings on his boots and vambrace allude to the Seraphim, an order of angels who have 6 wings, whose name means the burning ones, appropriate given his angelic looks and fiery powers. I also gave him several tattoo-like markings on his body. Though you can't see them now, I will be showing them off in the video on the Imperial. The color blue has often been associated with the heavens, so I made his hair midnight blue, and also made his irises blue, but decided to alter the whites of his eyes and make them blue and his irises golden yellow, to make them more unique and give the feeling you're looking at the sky on a bright sunny day. Besides his angelic theme, I was also trying to go for like a sky deity vibe, so I did a lot of research on the sky gods and to try and capture that feel. The more I modified Michael, the more I realized how isolated and lonely he was going to be. Someone with such a unique background and belief system, as well as a poorly represented orientation, was not going to fit in well with other people. He is serious and withdrawn, he isn't big on social media, and he isn't obsessed with being popular, he isn't obsessed with sex, and more focused on his work. He has had to deal with people mocking and ridiculing and stereotyping him, yet despite all this, he wants to be a good person and help others, seeing his power as a gift to help protect people. When it came to his powers, I once more had to delve into angelic lore to figure out the best abilities for him. In his original incarnation, he had a total of 10 powers, each one represented by an archangel of the Sephiroth. But I was trying to keep him from being too overpowered, so I decided to dial it back to 3. Since angels are often portrayed as warriors, healers, and guardians, his abilities began to reflect this. Each one is powerful and a burden in its own way. The Angel Fire was the first ability I came up with. I wanted to give him something really offensive, but wanted to avoid using something like light, fire, or lightning. Even though it is called Angel Fire, it is more like a mix of several elements to give it a more unique appearance. It is also similar to the Angel Grace from the show Supernatural. It is highly reactive to Michael's emotions. When he is angry or nervous, he may lose control. Healing is the next ability I chose, a power often seen in many stories. Adding the empathy factor helps him connect with people and understand them, which is a contrast to his wallflower personality. Soul Vision was the last ability I came up with. I wanted to give him a power that is more subtle and spiritual, yet be very difficult to use. Soul Vision allows Michael to see things in the world that are hidden. He can see the true beauty, but he can also see the ugly side of people. Whereas Angel Fire is the most dangerous power, Soul Vision is the biggest burden. The things he can see weigh on him, and he has to be careful what he looks at. Some beings, like Thor, can cause him a bad headache, because he can see their true divine nature. Looking at something like an Infinity Stone would cause his eyes to bleed profusely. The Imperial was something I made up a bit later, but I will go more into that at another time. And with that, I am going to end this video. I'm not sure how often I will be able to update my videos. It will be often at a random schedule and about random subjects, mostly focusing on books, graphic novels, and movies. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. This is Veles-Sage. Have a wonderful day.